Welcome back. If you missed our conversation with Becky Mastrian, the Army Volunteer Corps Coordinator, you can find it as well as past episodes on youtube.com/Fort Campbell 101. If you're a regular viewer of this show, our next guest is no stranger. Tara Goodson is here again. Thanks for coming.
Hi, Melissa. How are you?
Good. I know you've got lots of things to talk about, so let's just jump right into it. September is here, and there's a lot to read about in the MWR Life magazine.
There is a lot to read about. There's always a lot to read about in our magazines, both the Family magazine and the Single Soldier magazine. But this one's a little bit close to my heart. There is our feature family this month is about Gloria Nelson and her daughter, Amber, and her granddaughter, Stacey May. And Amber and Gloria both suffer from lupus, and it's an autoimmune disorder, and it's not a well-known disease, and there's just not a lot of awareness about it. And so I thought, well, here's a personal connection. I thought it made a great story, and so we sat down and talked to them and got their side of it and how they are two of the most positive, inspirational women that I know. And so I thought, what a better way to feature it.
Absolutely. And, you know, the other part of that, too, is that it's important to read about these things and to find out, you know, what to do, where to go, how you can support someone you may know that has lupus. And also, if you're having some sort of strange symptoms and you don't quite know what they're all about, it gives you some resources to consult.
It does. I talked to Dr. Kurt Reyes from the Gold Home Medical Eagle Center, and he's upstairs at Bach, Blanchfield Army Community Hospital, and he treats patients with lupus and had a wealth of resources, was very knowledgeable and a great resource. And so we have the personal side of it, and then we have the medical side of it. And it was interesting to find out, even though I've known Gloria and Amber for years and know their symptoms and what they happened, that this disease is not an easy one to diagnose. And Dr. Reyes really stressed that. It's you have to rule out all these other things that it mimics before you can come to the diagnosis. I'm going to talk about that in the article a little bit.
Well, and there's still needing awareness about the disease because fundraising goes on constantly because there aren't a lot of treatment options that are specifically for lupus. So there's a lupus walk, I think, in the month of September, and some other opportunities to provide support and help get the research that people need to get good care.
And it is. It's a disease that's not well known and needs awareness, and so that's why I decided to feature it.
Always a good idea, and from an editor standpoint, you do a great job. Well, what else did you decide to write about in this month's magazine?
Well, you know, September is the start of football season, so of course we have a football article in there.
I wouldn't know that because I'm not a football fan, but lots of people are.
Lots of people are, and you know, earlier in August we did the football season, the preseason sales for the Titans tickets.
That's right.
And first game kicks off the first week of September, right after Labor Day, so right there. I will have to admit that I'm not a huge football fan. I am a hockey girl, but Adam Slayfield wrote a great article that talks about the passion of football fans and why it draws people in. And so it kind of kicked me a little bit to see if I can get some more interest in the game.
Well, and it's possible, too, that our Leisure Travel Office may still have some Titans single game tickets for sale. So if you're interested, you could give them a call. But, you know, great NFL football is just 45 minutes down the road in Nashville. So if you're stationed at Fort Campbell, think about going to a Titans game.
That's right. Not too far away.
You might even get to see the Titans playing your home team. So, Okay, what else?
Well, September is also National Couponing Month. That is a huge craze going on right now.
It is.
And Army Community Services Financial Readiness Program hosts a coupon swap once a month, the last Monday of the month. And Jessica, our management trainee, is well versed in this. And so when I went over to find out a little bit more about it, managed to get a couple of pictures, and she's actually in the magazine this month.
So not only are they going to see byline, but they're also going to see pictures of Jessica.
That's right.
Yeah, and I know there's television shows and all kinds of interest in extreme couponing, but just from a military family standpoint, using coupons can really make a difference in helping manage our money flow and getting the best deals on some items. So if you don't already use coupons, getting together with Army Community Service and Learning can be helpful.
It is, and not only do they educate, but you can do the coupon swap. They have a box of coupons in the lobby at Financial Readiness that you can just go in and pick out what you want. And Steve Stone, the gentleman that wrote the article, really stresses that you don't get coupons just because it's a good deal. You want to make sure that you actually use the coupons that you're picking, and which is a big thing. And we're not talking about hoarding stuff. This is not
the extreme couponing thing, right?
The extreme couponing thing, yeah. It's being smart about it, and buy one, get one free, how to use coupons when it comes to eating out. And so it's a vast array of tips and tricks.
There's all kinds of different coupons out there now, too. It's not just like using the paper coupon at the grocery store. There are websites you can sign up to get, deals, and you can get things straight on your smartphone. So getting the best deal on something that you're going to buy anyway is always a good thing to do the research for.
It is. It just takes a little bit of time and effort, and you can save big bucks that way.
What else is in the magazine?
Well, this month we also have an article about saving gas mileage. Since we're talking about money saving tips and tricks, having your vehicle maintained properly, proper air, maintenance, all those kind of things is very important for your vehicle to make sure the life of it extends. But also it hits your wallet, because who wants to spend $60 every time you go to the pump and fuel up?
Yep, gas has been really expensive lately, even if you're buying your gas at the exchange gas stations on post. But Aerosol Auto is a great service that MWR offers, and they can do tune-ups and work on your car. But it's good to just know these things yourself. It makes you empowered, and you can really take care of that vehicle, especially for the spouses that are thinking about having the soldier deploy, and they need to know what they need to know about their car.
And that's exactly it. And one great thing about the pending deployments as far as the the spouses, is that Aerosol Auto will do a free inspection on your vehicle with that deployment discount card. So that's a good deal.
Good deal. What other kind of good deals do we have in the magazine this month?
Well, Cindy talks about childhood obesity, and that's always a big concern among the family members of our staff. If you have kids, it's teaching proper eating habits, because we want to extend that into adulthood. And obesity, childhood obesity in particular, is rising among our population. And so there's a few little things in there, and there's a really great picture of a little girl holding a candy bar and an apple, and you can just see on her face, which one do I want to eat? And so Cindy talks about that.
There's a lot of focus these days on nutrition for children in our school meals, and also in how we are dealing with nutrition at home. And it really does start from the very youngest child, in getting them to understand that a treat can be an apple, and you can enjoy that candy bar once in a while. But making good choices is really important. When you're talking about obesity and eating the wrong things, of course, with nutrition also comes exercise. What other kinds of things are we talking about there?
Great article about getting sweaty in the magazine. Actually, we have two fitness articles in the magazine. We have one that's Get Sweaty, and this talks about, William Corlew talks about how exercise helps you manage your stress and what it does for your brain. And so it was kind of an interesting take on it. And he's a former soldier, and he's a great writer, and so I always enjoy his submissions. And then we have another article in there about CrossFit, and it's not necessarily a new fitness craze. It's been around since 2000, but it's taken a strong hold in this area. And Ben Alejandro and Sergeant Mike Nelson wrote about that, and we got some great photos of Sergeant Nelson and Brian Hinton over at the gym doing a CrossFit routine for us. I'm telling you, these guys, they didn't do the whole routine, but when I was taking the photos, they were exhausted at the end of the photo. So it is something that really works all your muscle groups, and it was interesting to see.
It sounds like something Charlene could tell us about.
It does.
There's a lot of stuff happening over at eStep right now. If you haven't been there lately, I'm just going to give her a plug. You need to go by eStep Wellness Center and see what new programs the new manager, Charlene Frasher, has. She's been a guest on the show. What else is going on? Did she write anything for the magazine this month?
She always writes for the magazine. She's got her column, Healthy Habits by Char, and this month she talks about how important water is. We don't really think about water and consuming it unless we're dehydrated. That's not something that many of us, it's on our radar. We think, as long as we're drinking enough fluids, we can handle it. But her take on it is, from the moment you wake up in the morning, you should make sure that you're consuming enough water for your body. And she stresses that it's not a set amount of ounces, but it's how you feel. And she talks about how your body uses water, even when you're sleeping. So it was a good...
So tuning into how your body feels can tell you perhaps that you don't have enough water. And I guess it kind of goes with getting sweaty. If you're getting sweaty, you're perspiring, you need water.
You do. You definitely do. And even though it's September, the humidity is still high, the heat is high, and so we want to make sure that you stay hydrated.
That's right. What else would you like to share with us?
Well, September also has Salute Week, and there was a powwow that goes with Salute Week. And Nikki Boyer wrote about New Age powwows. And her take on it was going and seeing when she was little and just being mesmerized by the costumes and the music and things like that. And it really educated her about what the dances and the music means. And not a lot of people know that there is the references to it, it's symbolic. They do stand for something.
Well, and there's a local connection, obviously, to the Trail of Tears and the historic significance of that to this local area. So if you're stationed at Fort Campbell, it's just another good thing that you can learn about while you're here, perhaps share with your children, and continue to give them that education. Is there anything else that we missed in talking about? I think there was a cover article you probably mentioned.
There is. I will
one of our own.
Saving it for last because it is such a fun location. Cooper Bowling Center. It's on the cover. great photo of a dad and a little boy bowling, and Jessica also wrote this one, and so she talks about what you can do. You know, it's not real expensive to go out to Hooper and get a full evening of activities. They have the great snack shop. They have, I can't even remember how many lanes, including Cosmic Bowling on the weekends. They have their specials that run Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so there's always something. And they did a really great program on the summer where kids bowl free. So that's something that they do fairly often.
There's always something going on at Hooper. They don't call it your family fun center for nothing. They have a party room where you can have a birthday party that's got 8 lanes, and there's Cosmic in there as well. It's air conditioned, so still warm. It's a great place to go and cool off. And it's a great thing that the whole family can do together. Even the smallest children can bowl when they bring the bumpers up on the lanes.
Exactly, and they have the little stands that they can roll off of. It's a great time. I know my family goes there fairly often, and we've even had birthday parties there. Pizza's great. The location is fantastic, just right inside Gate 2, a little bit further up. You can't beat it. It's a great time.
I've never had a problem in finding a parking place. The parking lot is plenty big, and the food is some of the best on post.
Yeah, I have to say that I eat there probably twice a week.
Did we miss anything else, or does that pretty much sum us up for the whole magazine?
Well, there's still a few little things in there that we want our readers to check out, but I'm not going to give it away. So definitely pick up a copy. They're going to be at any of the blue boxes around the locations. You can find them in our MWR facilities and our public relations office.
So definitely want to pick up those copies of the magazine, whether it's the Single Soldier magazine that interests you or the family issue. But it's a good thing to just have all the time, you know, on the coffee table during the month. And if you live somewhere that you can't get to post to get an issue, or you don't have one landing in your front yard because you live on post and get the courier, you can read it on our website too.
That's
so
right.
You can always read it online.
We do. We link it on our FortCampbellMWR.com, and we also link it on our Facebook page when it first comes out. So you can check it both places.
Thanks for everything you do for us. We appreciate you coming to see us.
Thanks for having me back, Melissa.
We'll be right back.
Craving a big lunch for a small price? Then come to the Doghouse, Fort Campbell MWR's only restaurant on Campbell Army Airfield. For less than $5, try our famous footlong hot dogs, such as the New York Dog, Pony Dog, Carolina Dog, Chicago Dog, and our signature one-of-a-kind Macho Dog, topped with chili, cheese, tomatoes, peppers, onions, jalapenos, and coleslaw. Check out our sandwiches, fried specialties, and other delicious items. The Doghouse, your fast and tasty lunch stop. Fort Campbell MWR, serving soldiers, families, retirees, and civilians.
Welcome back, and thanks for staying tuned to MWR Life on Air. If you'd like more information on family and MWR events and activities, you can check out our website or our Facebook page, pick up the latest copy of the MWR Family and Single Soldier Life magazines, or call our 24-hour recorded information line. You can join our text club by texting MWR to 68683, or you can listen to our radio program on 105.1 WVRY at 8:30 a.m. on Friday mornings, live from Muggsy's Coffee Shop on Fort Campbell Boulevard, just outside Gate 3. The program is also rebroadcast on Fridays at 12:30 on 1400 AM WJZM. To receive weekly information to your inbox, please sign up to receive the MWR e-newsletter by going to FortCampbellMWR.com, clicking on MWR e-news, and then selecting Register for e-news. You'll start receiving the MWR e-news the following week. I'm Melissa Schaffner. Thanks for watching MWR Life on Air. We're supporting soldiers, families, retirees, and civilians with quality of life events and activities. We are your network of services. We'll see you next week.
Looking for a unique gift for that special someone? Fort Campbell MWR's Engraving Etc. can personalize awards, trophies, plaques, and specialty gifts so you can show your appreciation in a memorable way. They accept walk-in requests as well as orders via fax or email. Engraving Etc. is located inside the Gannett Arts and Crafts Center next to Wilson Theater. For more information and price quotes, please call 270-798-0171. Fort Campbell MWR, serving soldiers, families, retirees, and civilians.